This video is going to be an unboxing, an assembly video, and possibly a little bit more detail of the CASIO digital piano CDP-230R BK. The BK stands for black. COSTCO sells the model as CDP-230R. Other places just sell it as CDP-230. The system, depending on where you buy it, this is called the bundle. The bundle that you can get at Costco normally sells for $449, so let's say $450, and they just had it on sale for $100 off, so if you were able to buy it for $350, good for you. Now, if you didn't get it at Costco for $350, then normally when you buy this unit, you just end up getting the digital piano for $449, so let's say $450. You end up paying another $100 for the bench, and I believe the stand comes with it. So if you buy this at any place but from a box store, not a box store, it will probably cost you $450 plus $100 for the bench or the stand, or so you're talking $450, $550, maybe $600 total or more. And I think you also have to buy the pedal. If you buy it from Costco, you end up getting the piano and the digital stand and the piano bench, again on sale for $350 or full price $449, something like that. Okay, it's a heavy unit. The piano is 35 pounds boxed. The piano bench is 15 pounds and the piano stand is 20 pounds. So you're talking some heavy duty weight when you have to put this thing in your car. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the assembly, unboxing assembly, first of the piano bench, just so I can get that little box out of the way. And then after that, the digital piano stand, which you need to have your stand so that you can place the piano on top of it. And then after that, I will unbox the piano and do whatever assembly or setup I need to, and I'll show you. So if you like my videos, please thumbs up, subscribe, like. If it helps you out and you want to go to my channel page and click on the support button and leave a donation, that would be very awesome to me. And if not, either way, I'm still going to do the video, and hopefully you benefit from it. So here we go. First, the piano bench, unboxing, then the digital piano stand, unboxing, and then the Casio digital piano, unboxing. This unit comes in a black or a silver. Let me show you some of the details for those of you that are interested, don't want to look online. That's what it says, 48 polyphony, whatever that is, maximum. That's for people who are more advanced than me. 700 high-quality tones. I won't be using those. Scaled hammer action keyboard. I bought the Casio. I did a video of the Casio LK170. That's just a keyboard. Again, $99 at Costco, just on sale for $79, so it's an incredible price, but that's a 61 key keyboard. This is an 88 full size with the hammered action. Some people complain that some of the notes, I think it's at the lower end, but it might be at the upper end, are a little scratchy, or they don't like the sound of the way the keys rub against each other, but that seems to be common with this model. It has a pitch bend wheel, piano organ button, 200 rhythms. It's got a recorder, should you need that if you're a pro. A metronome, you might use it, you might not. Sampling function, probably not going to use that. 152 song bank tunes. Damper, sustain pedal included, which normally, if you don't get it in the bundle, might cost you some extra money. It's hard to say. Digital effects, 1 hall, 10 reverbs, 5 choruses. So it's a pretty awesome piano, a really good price for a beginner. And even though it'd be nice to have a full-size piano, they cost a fortune. And if you're just a beginner or you just want something in the house to mess with as you teach yourself, about $450 is about the right price to invest. So here we go. I'm going to stop talking and do some unboxing. I'm going to be unboxing the piano bench now, and the instructions appear to be on the outside of the box. It looks like it has a wrench inside the box. There's a nut and a washer, and it appears that the leg will be attached somehow. The drawing's kind of ridiculous, but you will be attaching the leg somehow to this bolt and then putting the washer and the nut on there and then using the wrench. So let me open it up now. Inside the box you will have 4 legs, and they have a stud built into them, mounted inside. And there's some plastic material, protective material, that you will remove on each one of these legs. There are 4 nuts and 4 lock washers. A lock washer is a washer with a split in it, and it comes with a heavy-duty wrench. But if you want to make life easier, try to use a 1/2-inch American, 1/2-inch size socket set. It will make things a lot easier for you, I believe. And what you want to do is take the leg, and you're going to mount it on the outside, not on the inside. You're not going to do on the inside. There's a hole inside each one of these on the corner. You're going to mount the leg so that the bolt goes through the center. And then you are going to take, should be using a tripod for this, but I am not. You will take a lock washer, and you can see the lock washer is not completely flat. You will be tightening the nut so that this lock washer does not have any space between it. So you can see the space now. You will be tightening this so that the washer is completely flat. Hold the leg. Take your socket set, which I can tell you already is going to be much easier than using the wrench. And tighten it down. You never want to torque things down until they break or snap. You want to tighten it down gently, and now it's starting to give some resistance. So tighten it a little bit more. Yeah, it's starting to bind a little. So tighten it down until that washer is completely flat, and then you will do that for all four of these. Be careful that you don't tighten it too much, or you're going to break this, this piece over here, this cross piece. Take the leg on the outside, push the stud through the middle, put your washer on, lock washer, put the nut on there. Tighten it down by hand so you don't strip it. Get your wrench, and this is the wrench that comes with it. You can see it's a little difficult to use. It's doable, but you have a socket set, 1/2 inch, hold the socket, start tightening down. Do that for the other two sides. Take the leg on the outside, insert the bolt, lock washer, go slow. You don't want to strip this stuff. Tighten it down. Get your wrench out and tighten. Fourth and final leg. Insert. Lock washer. Tighten down your nut. Never tighten your nut too tight. Get your wrench. And that's it. There's the bench, fully assembled. Feels like it's steel construction. The legs are nice. It is not wobbly. It's fairly sturdy. And it's, I believe, the right height for this keyboard. So it's definitely not a keyboard. It's not a piano-style bench, but it's good for what you paid for it. It's a good, solid bench. And now I'm going to do the unboxing and assembly with the stand. This video is the unboxing and assembly of the piano stand. This is the box that's open. We have an instruction package. Looks like we have, what do we have here? Appears to be maybe a side piece. I don't know yet. And we have the same thing over on the other side of the box. In the bottom part of the box, it appears to be the back piece. It looks like the back piece. Get the styrofoam out of here. We have another piece, which I will take out of the box in a minute, and another piece, and we have a long metal rod. And I'm going to take all of this out now so you can see how to put it together. It appears the only way to use the stand is you have to attach it to the piano, which means I'm going to have to do an unboxing of the piano first. But I want to show you there are two different bases. I've got them both out here. This is going to be base A. You can see the screws are with the brackets on the left, the holes on the right side. This will be panel A. With the holes on the left side, this will be panel B. These are C and D. They appear to be the exact same part, but in the drawing they are just turned around. So this will be C and this will be D. There are two packages. There's a package of screws and a package of hardware. There is a board, a backing board. This is labeled as J. Is that J? No, this is labeled as E. And then there's this metal rod that will be attached to the bottom of the keyboard, and that is labeled as J. So the only way to do this is you need to take the keyboard out of the box and put it upside down carefully so you don't damage the keys, and then we are going to be attaching this bracket to the bottom of the keyboard. Make sure that this is stable. There's a whole bunch of warnings about everything needs to be level. You don't want anything to fall over. You could injure yourself. You could shock yourself. I will not be responsible if you injure yourself. So this is for informational purposes only. If you like my video, please do a thumbs up, a subscribe, a like. Go to my channel page if you want to, and click on the support button and help me out if you would like to. Okay, so time to do an unboxing of the keyboard, which I was expecting to do last, and then we will attach this bracket first. Very limited unboxing of the keyboard. Keyboard is nicely packed, all wrapped up. When you get to the side, you have appears to be an AC adapter in the corner, and some power cords, and probably the looks like the instructions on the bottom, and then maybe the foot pedal is hiding in here. So I'm going to remove this thing from the box. This really should be done with two people, even though I don't have anyone here to help me. Again, this keyboard's about, what did I say, like 35 pounds or something, and then you're going to be attaching the stand to it, which is about 20 pounds. So you're going to have about 55 pounds that you're going to have upside down that you're going to have to stand up properly. So be careful when you do the assembly and unboxing. After you get everything out of the box, you will find a music stand, a power cord, an AC adapter, and a pedal switch, and an instruction manual and songbook. I took the keyboard out of the box. Everything is upside down. I kept the styrofoam pieces on the end of it. I want to show you the hardware. You have 8 of these small pieces that have a threading on them. You're going to need a Phillips screwdriver for assembly and nothing else. You have 8 of those parts that are called G. You have 4 screws that are called H. They are flat-headed screws. You can see they are flat on the top. You have 4 more screws that have a round top on them, and they're Phillips, and those are called I. You have 2 black screws that are short. Those are called J. You have 4 plastic caps, those are called K, and you have 4 screws with a wing type turning piece on them, and those are called L. Your first step is going to be to take the long piece that I showed you before, this nice long piece that I've got sitting on top, and that is going to be mounted to the bottom of the keyboard. With the 2 screws that are labeled J, the 2 small black screws. And I want you to see over here we have a hole where the screw is going to go through, and the screw is going to mount into this area, this black piece that's threaded, and we have another screw over here, and it's going to mount into the other piece over here that's threaded right over there. So let me get those 2 positioned. I'll put the screws in there and you can see what it looks like. I mounted the part F, this metal pole, with the 2 black screws, the 2 J screws, one over there and one over here. The instructions are very clear. You have to make sure that this hardware is tight and secure. It could come loose at any time, so regularly, periodically, check to make sure that your screws and your hardware are tight so that this 35-pound piano or the stand does not collapse or fall down on you. That's the first step. Attach the metal bracket with the 2 black screws and tighten everything down. We have 8 of these parts that are labeled G. What you're going to do is insert them into holes that are already drilled. This is the bottom of the panel. The side panels, you're going to insert them into this hole over here and into the hole over here. And you're also going to insert them into the 2 holes on the other panel. Get 4 of the G pieces and 4 of the I screws, and set them aside. I'm putting a lot of time into making this video, getting everything set up so that this can help people, so please do that thumbs up, subscribe, like, and click on the support button on the channel page if you want to donate. Here we have panel A, and we have this piece. You want the two holes to be on the right side. I don't know if it's going to matter, but that's how the drawings are. So on panel A, you want the two holes here to be on the right side. Let's get that lined up. I'm not connecting that yet, but that's how it's going to be set up. We've got these pieces here. You're going to take the cross thread piece for the screwdriver, and we are going to insert it into the hole. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to want these holes to be facing the end, but you might have to turn it with a screwdriver if it doesn't perfectly line up. Now we're going to get those long screws that I told you to set aside. And you're going to insert them into the inner holes on both sides. So we've got them inserted, and then what we're going to do is take those screws and insert them into the openings, the outer holes, over here and over here, and if it doesn't line up with the thread, then you will turn the screw on the top until it does. Just little plastic holes on the top over here. Those plastic pieces are going to insert into the two holes on the end, and you're going to tighten down your screws, which I'm going to have to do with a screwdriver. While I hold this thing up, I don't think it's turning. It's not going in. It's the story of every man's life. It's not going in, so I'm going to turn off the video and get these things lined up, get the top screws lined up so that these screws thread into the holes, and then I will continue the video. I had to stand this on the edge so that I could get these things lined up. These side screws that are in here, these holders, they kind of wobble up and down. I think you can see that. Screw holes on the left of the panel. We're going to have this piece with the two holes on the left side and the one hole on the right side. We're going to do the exact same thing. Insert these floppy little gold pieces in there, and then we will push this plastic piece into the bottom, and then I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to stand this on the edge. The other side, I'm going to stand it on the edge, and then I'm going to line these pieces up, insert the two screws into the holes in here on the bottom, and when it threads, then I might have to wobble this around a little bit, tighten these two screws down, and then we'll continue. Assembly is almost done, where you're going to use the last four of the G pieces and the four screws that are labeled H. What we're going to do is get the back panel. Let me show you that. That's the backboard. You can see the holes are facing upward. There they are. Okay, so place it on the floor however you're going to do that so it doesn't get scratched up. Holes are going to be facing up. Now this is panel B, side B, that I just worked on, that I put the legs on. And what is going to happen now, you can see side B over there with the holes over on the left side. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a gold piece in here and a gold piece in here, and we're going to take this little stubby nubby and it's going to go into the center hole, and then we are going to turn, then we're going to take the two H screws and we're going to insert them from the other side, and they are going to screw into these two gold pieces, and we're going to do that on both sides. Right now we're doing side B, and then we're going to go to the other side of this and we're going to use side A. Sorry for the knees, but I'm on the floor doing this in this tiny little doorway. That's why this is going to be very difficult to lift up without hurting myself. But what you're going to do is take these gold pieces, again, the thread, the cross thread is going to be facing upward, and you're going to insert it into the hole. You already did this. Insertion slowly. Penetrate the hole. And now what we're going to do, as I said, is we're going to turn this on its side. Put that in the hole. Be careful, you don't want to break that wooden piece. If you break that little dowel, you're screwed. You're definitely screwed. And then you're going to take the screws from the other, you're going to feed them from the other side, and you're going to screw them into At least I'm going to try to do that. Screw it in, and if it works right, it should start making contact with that piece and tighten down. It's a little awkward to get everything lined up. Again, having two people do this is a lot smarter and a lot safer. Just a suggestion, you might want to take these screws beforehand and thread them into these inserts. The threading on this was not good and it wasn't screwing in, so you might want to save yourself some time and trouble. And make sure the screw goes in all the way before you insert it into the wood, and attempt to tighten everything down. Just a suggestion. So far, the hardest part of this installation has been these inserts. They are not properly, the threads weren't cleaned properly. If it doesn't line up, don't force it. You will bend the screw or you'll ruin the insert or you'll damage the wood. So go slow, find out why it's not turning, why the screw's not turning. It's a little awkward to use these things, as I said. They say a Phillips screwdriver, that's good, but even with a large Phillips screwdriver, it's slipping all over the place. It's not a good Phillips screwdriver head, or a good Phillips head. I've got a wide flat blade right now, and that seems to be even better than the Phillips because it's holding it much better. Again, be careful, you don't want to bend. As you can see, I've got this whole thing sideways. That's the right side, that's the top piece. I've got the back over here towards facing upward, and I was able to tighten these two screws on the right. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the left. I don't think I'm going to get the camera and show you that because it's exactly what I did. Make sure you line up your wooden stud, your dowel piece, into that hole. Put your inserts into the back panel. It's much easier having it upside down so the screw can drop downward inside the hole and not get jammed all the way in the back where it won't line up properly. Put your two screws in there, and I believe these little covers, the K, are going to snap over the screws to hide them. But I'm not sure yet. I'm going to do the other side now. Side A, same thing. Side A, the exact same thing. I turn the panel over. I've got the holes facing upward. Dowel is going to go into the center hole. Gold pieces are going to drop into here. Screws are going to go on the opposite side of the outside of the panel, if that made sense. Screws are going to go in from this side into these two holes, and they are going to screw into the gold pieces. I am forcing the screws through the threads because, again, not really good machining. Not sure which country this was made in, but I can guess. So, take these two pieces, insert them into the hole. You might not want to push them in all the way because it might be easier to drop them in as you push your screws in. And then, sorry again about the knees, I'm on the floor in this little tight spot. This isn't that heavy once you start working on it. It is heavy in the box, but it's not so bad once you turn it over. So get things lined up. I've got the screw that I'm going to put through the hole on the other side. And then as I do that, I'm going to press inward a little bit on the gold piece until the screw starts to, there it goes. I feel that it's starting to pull the screw down now. And it's threaded, so that works out really nice. I'm going to do the other side. I've only been playing piano for about a week or two on the CASIO LK-170, which I love. It's a portable one. I can move it around and take it places and sit on the ground and practice. Press down on the gold screw. It's dropped in. It's threading. It's awesome. I'm happy. But I figured this was a really good sale, a good deal, and it's only money, right? You only live once. So you got to enjoy yourself. Make sure you watch my other videos if you want to. Feel free to link this to any website you feel it should be on. I'm going to tighten the two screws on the other side of this panel, and then I think I'm going to be standing this up. I believe the keyboard then gets rested on the top, and we use these wing nut things to screw the keyboard in place. And we also take these little black covers and snap them on the outside pieces of the screws that I showed you, the head of the screws. And that's it. So Almost done. There's my LK170 Casio on the floor that I just moved out of the way so I could put my new big piano 88 keyer in the same area. So let me show you what it looks like. I did a review of the LK170 if you don't want to spend the money on an 88 key, the CDP-230R. This is it. I haven't plugged in the cord yet, but there it is on the stand. Be really careful when you're connecting this. It's kind of wobble. The stand is stable. I wouldn't set this up around a kid unless this is against a wall, because this thing, some kid could knock this thing over and definitely hurt themselves. But if this is against a wall, you might want to bracket it down somehow if you have children so that they don't hurt themselves. But it's fairly stable. It's a little wobbly. I don't really know if you can see this. Let me try to get some better lighting. Where's the other one over there? We get the same thing on the other side. You're going to tighten those things down. You really don't want to be underneath this thing unless somebody is holding it up to make sure that you don't unless you don't want it to fall on you, like I just did trying to put this thing together. That's the original bar that we put up and put that thing together. Remember those two screws, the very first step? Time to plug it in. The unit's nicely packed. All the keys are taped down with a plastic covering so that they didn't get pounded or moved. I put the music sheet holder on the back. I'm not going to connect the foot pedal because I have no idea how to use it and no desire to learn at the moment. And that concludes the unboxing and setup and assembly of this thing. Again, this is way, way beyond my level. I just started learning how to do chords. I'm turning it on for the first time. And it's got a really nice display. I wish that this thing would angle up. I don't understand why they don't angle these things up so you could see them. Got volume control, intro, the fill, the stuff that the LK70 had. It had a lot of the exact same stuff that it has over on this side. And tempo, recorder, rhythm. So the LK70, the $97 one, had a lot of the exact same stuff. Not all of it, but most of these buttons look very familiar to me. This just has a lot more features, plus it has 88 keys. So let me find the volume control, and I'm going to play this for the first time. Oh my God, what a difference in sound. It's beautiful. Difference in sound from the LK70. Let me try it. This has weighted keys compared to the one I was using, which is just a keyboard. Big difference. I'm not even used to that. I'm used to just tapping the key, and this is a real type piano, even though it's not. Oh, that sounds awesome. What am I at? I'm happy. I love it. You know, life is short. It's only money. Go out and buy something that you're going to enjoy and be happy with. And if you turn out not to like it, then give it to somebody and make them happy. So that's my review of the Casio. Beautiful sound. Really nice compared to the LK170, which is still very nice, and I will be using that for practice away from home, and I'll get a lot of fun use out of this thing. Stay happy. Make sure you do that thumbs up if you want to. Good luck. Enjoy. Just a quick update review. I've been trying to play that song Heart and Soul, and I did better on this than I did on the electronic keyboard. I was able to tell the difference in the way it sounds, the way it should sound compared to what I was hearing in the music. And it was really emotional when I was able to play the song for the first time, and it sounded terribly better than what it used to be that I played. So I'm really happy with it. For the amount of money that I spent, I couldn't be happier. I would definitely not want to put a piano in my place. So I just think that would be ridiculous where I live. and I really don't know what I'm doing, so I wouldn't want to spend any more than what I paid, which I said on sale for $350 with the bench and the stand and the keyboard. An incredible deal. Even at $449, I would say really good. If you're going into the 600s, 700s, I don't know if I would want to buy this, even though it is a very nice keyboard. One of the complaints that a lot of people had on the internet, I didn't know what they were talking about. They kept saying it was really annoying towards the high end, that you didn't hear notes. You just heard a lot of clanking or clacking sounds. And I discovered what they're talking about. So let me play. Right over here, right here, right there. You can barely hear a note. That's just, so there's clanking, there's absolutely no note. So you've got, you barely have a note at A sharp, barely anything over there. It just sounds like a little bit of metal. Rest of the keyboard sounds really nice. I am very happy with this purchase. If you're a piano player, I think you will totally love it. If you play up towards the high end all the way to the very end, which I don't know how many people ever will. And if they do, they, I'm sure, would not be buying a keyboard like this. But if something like that bothers you, or some professionals were talking about whatever it is, polygnomes or gomes or foams, Sioms, I don't know, but they said it only had 48 and they wanted 100 and something, or who knows what that was. That's just way advanced for me. But if you're buying this for a kid as a beginning piano to learn on, or if you just want to be able to learn how to play piano and you don't want to spend a lot of money, oh my God, listen to that sound. I swear when I played that song, I almost had tears in my eyes because I was able to accomplish what I couldn't with the keyboard. This just is melting me apart right here. Beautiful, absolutely incredible sound. Woo! Wow. Very emotional. So yeah, I got my money's worth. I'm thrilled. I'm all excited. I can't wait to learn how to play more. For the price, I totally recommend the Casio CDP-230R or the 230. I even recommend the LK170 that I said I did a review on. It's just so much fun to get into this stuff. It really requires brain power if you want to learn how to use your left hand and your right hand, going with different rhythms and opposing directions and up and down, and it's mind-boggling, but it's fascinating to watch the brain work and to see that when you work at something you can succeed. Just like with my guitar, I have practiced guitar for about 5 years. I had no idea what I was doing. I learned on the internet, and I love it. And I can't really play tons of songs, but I have so much fun with it. So, yeah, go buy something like this. Or if you want to go buy a guitar, buy a guitar. Buy any musical instrument, and instead of sitting at home watching TV or wasting your life watching cable or playing on video games or Snapchat or Instagram or Twitter or YouTube or Facebook or all that stuff, go out and do something really productive and you will enjoy it.